Hey guys, Fifi Mangaka here. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to share an update with you. The Olde Treehouse's website is done. If you want to learn more about our main characters and see what their powers are like and just what they're all about, head on over. The link is in the description. I think it's kind of snazzy, so check it out yourself. Also, Ko-fi's going to kind of serve as a little behind-the-scenes gallery before I get something better up and running, so if you want to learn more about our antagonists, head on over. Link is in the description. Okay, on to today's video. Have you ever found yourself rooting for the underdog even when they seemed like the biggest fool in the entire cast? Actually, have you ever found yourself rooting for them even more the more silly and unserious they were? And I know you got super hyped the minute that they were revealed to actually have some sort of insane power or usefulness to the story despite it all. The character that's seemingly ordinary, clumsy, and foolish but turns out to be the most extraordinary and capable person is known as one thing in the world of tropes: a crouching moron, hidden badass. In today's video, we're going to break down this super popular character archetype so that you can figure out how to incorporate it in your story. Let's do it. One of the most captivating aspects of the crouching moron, hidden badass trope, CMHB for short, is the element of surprise. It plays with our expectations and preconceived notions of a character, leading us down a path of assumptions, only to shatter them in some kind of spectacular twist. The trope stars a character who, at first glance, may appear to be unserious, silly, and maybe even a bit comic reliefy. We, as viewers or readers, can't help but to underestimate them. But just when we think we have them all figured out, okay, they're just here for laughs and a good time, the story usually takes a turn and catches us off guard. Usually some event or moment sparks this character change. Suddenly, their true abilities, strengths, or extraordinary skills are unveiled. And this is such an enjoyable moment, hilariously enough. Whether it's a sudden display of physical prowess, unmatched intelligence, or a mastery of unique power, we soon learn not to mess with this character. The stark contrast between their initial portrayal and the revelation of their hidden abilities is a perfect storm of intrigue, and the transformation from moron to a badass occurs. We find ourselves reevaluating everything that we thought we knew about this character. So, how exactly do we write one? First, start with stupidity. No, seriously, start with a character who's fun, lighthearted, and doesn't take things around them too seriously. They may be a jokester, maybe they're nonchalant, something that majorly contrasts with a major tone in your cast of characters. Give them quirks and awkwardness, and a general knack for finding themselves in hilarious predicaments. Readers should come to know this character as somewhat of a lovable fool. And though it's okay to have them demonstrate a teeny tiny ounce of prowess in something, it should never come close to their level of stupidity. Not yet, anyway. You see, the key to nailing this trope is the timing of the major shift in the character's personality, usefulness, and power. In order to effectively write a CMHB, something must trigger the character out of their usual moronic equilibrium. And what should that be? Well, the trigger needs to be something profound enough that it justifies to your reader why this character had such a dramatic turn in personality, particularly from being silly and foolish to serious and strong. It could be an emotionally charged moment, like a particularly painful memory that triggers a strong reaction, or a desperate need to protect someone that they care about. This is a common one that's used, and it's probably the safest choice. Though, I'm all about taking risks with character development. Dive deep into your character's motivations because you're going to need to do a lot of sleuthing to figure out just what ignites their dormant powers and fuels their determination to fight against the odds. Once you figure out what that is, and when the right circumstances align, your character needs to undergo a dramatic shift in their personality, like a complete night and day. If they never demonstrated any fighting skill, they now must show insane fighting ability. If they were once portrayed like a ditz, now they need to demonstrate super advanced intellect. It's here that they surprise everyone, perhaps even themselves, though I personally like it when this character has always been aware of their dormant potential. The choice is of course yours though, as always. And this switch is exactly where this trope tricks us. One of the most entertaining aspects of this trope is the stark contrast between your character's everyday persona and their hidden side that comes out when they face that certain trigger. When they tap into their true potential, their personality undergoes a dramatic shift. They become resolute, focused, and even intense, displaying traits that are in stark contrast to their usually lighthearted or clumsy demeanor. And if we've come to know the character as clumsy and lighthearted, this is a pretty big surprise. It's important to portray this transformation authentically, because the same thing that makes this trope a fan favorite is the same thing that can make it exhausting and predictable. Change the settings and scenarios that bring out the other side of this character. Better yet, zoom out and look at the character holistically. Come up with a general theme or moment that causes the switch and break down potential triggering scenarios from there. For example, your character may feel really strongly about their partners or friends. If something serious, dangerous, or deadly happens to them, maybe this is where the personality switch occurs. You can take this general theme and come up with a ton of different scenarios to portray the character's CMHB switch from there. Okay, let's talk about the aftermath. Lastly, there's always this question of how this type of character will act throughout the story. As the story progresses, consider the character arc of your Crouching Moron hidden badass. Will they always be lighthearted and moronic at heart until you mess with their friends? Or will their frequent transformations take a toll on them, leading them to a more serious and darker tone? The setting of your story ultimately plays a role in whether or not things get too real for the CMHB to remain a moron forever. But even if they do, adding a few comic relief moments for old time's sake is always a good idea. For the finale of this video, I thought it'd be a great idea to give you a literal example of a Crouching Moron hidden badass with my own character Solomon Vex from Olde Treehouse. He fits this trope to a T. Vex is introduced as someone who is silly, playful, and lighthearted. He doesn't take anything seriously, and it's often the cause for him getting in trouble. You may see a little demonstration of his sword skills, and it's well known that he is a sword fighter, but just the extent of that is hidden until the triggering incident. I'm following the typical progression of this trope by making Vex's triggering incident have to do with his friends, and also his ability to protect and defend them. So, what do you think? Is this a trope that you find yourself enjoying when you read it or see it in a movie? Is it one that you think you're gonna write or include in your story? Or do you have some good examples of characters who fit the Crouching Moron hidden badass trope? Let me know in the comments as usual if you found this video helpful and interesting, or you just have some own opinions and ideas of your own that you'd like to share with everyone. I'm super interested. If you found this video helpful or interesting, feel free to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'm Fifi Mangaka, and I'm working on my own manga, Olde Treehouse, as I make videos on lore, character design, and storytelling. I kind of want to create an environment where we can all work on stories together, or if you just like the literary topics and discussions and just like hearing me rant about them, I like that too. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.